Hello guys, Evans here, and let's continue with the 2018 October-November IGCSE ICT Paper 2. In the last video, I had to dash out, we ended with, I think, bullet points. The first 3 bullet points, we covered them. So we're supposed just to do the last bullet points there, the ones I've not highlighted in green. Okay, so the first part we have done it, which is to extract the data from our database using the query, and the next part is to create a report, okay, based on the query. Okay, so let's go ahead and do just that. So we'll go to, so I'll close this query, just save it. We ran it in the previous video, it was running perfectly. So I'll go and go to create, and then report wizard, and then from the report you'll be able to pick up the query data, which is this one, and pick them up like that and go to next. Don't change anything here, don't even sort here, you sort in the query. So we check the layout. So the layout is supposed to be landscape, and then should be fitting on a single page wide. Okay, so we can do fitting on a single page wide, and then so layout landscape fit on a single page wide is this one here. Go to next, and then here we can put the report title, and the report title is supposed to be card payments in 2017. So card payments in 2017. Okay, 2017. Right, good. So there you go. So that's the report preview. So here now we need to do some layouts. As you can see, your report, you cannot leave it in this state. The data looks kind of scattered all over the page, and we have some gaps where there seems to be no information. And then here we have some data which can't tell us, some bits of information about it. So what we need to do now is to go to design view for this one. And now notice that you have in the header, that's where you have the values, and this is not supposed to be the case. The values should be in the detail section. So let's highlight them and drag them into the detail section, and then close up this gap here. Preview report one more time, and notice that now we've closed up the gaps, but we still have some text which is not visible around here, the headers. So we need to change that as well. So take this time around to layout view, and then just adjust the columns. So title and this one, I'll adjust them like so. Okay, and move title. Just use your keyboard arrows, direction arrows. Then get this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. I'll move them using my keyboard. Okay, just like so. And next we need to get this one, order ID. I'll reduce the size to that, and then increase the size for this one a bit, and get this one. Well, let's just get this one first, and take it this side, just like that, where the values. Okay, just undo this one. The values kind of moved separately. Okay, so we need to take them this way. Okay, just about there. The text box for this one is large, that's why the data is disappearing, so you can do that. Okay, and then we have order value, and for order value we'll do just that as well. Okay, just about there, that's fine. But notice that we have got some fields that are not visible. the gross value. Just take that and enlarge this one. So hold your shift and move it. Well, supposed to move it this way. Don't hold your shift. Shift is good if you are resizing it to the right. So the gross value, we need to give it the currency symbol. If you notice, the gross value symbol is okay. So here we'll do just that. Okay, and enlarge it so the value is visible. But there's one more field which was not part of the report, or which is not part of the report because the report it could not fit on the report. This is the pay type. So we need to physically add or manually add the pay type here. So what you need to do is to go to let's say go to design, add existing field, and then we have pay type here, which is not there. We're supposed to add pay type to the list here. So now this has been added in a different column. This is why it is thin. So I need to go back to report view, to design view rather, and get this deleted from here, and get this and delete it from here. Then close this up. Then I will need to get the pay type from here. So I'll drop it here. Then I'll manually add this one. Just right click, drop it there. Let's try to get this one here. Okay, we can't. So I'll manually add the pay type here. So the pay type here. Then I'll add the label on its own. So go to design, the label, and we're going to add the label here. So the label will be pay type. Okay, and just make sure that the field size. Okay, so this should be fine here. That should be fine. Just select this one here. Go ahead and preview this and see if it works out the way you want it to. So pay type is there. That should be fine. But we don't like the outside border for the pay type, so we're going to remove the outside border. So we'll say design view. Even layout view could have done it. So just go to property sheet, and then where it says border style, select transparent, and go back to report view, and it should be perfectly fine. So don't worry about the report, the page size here, like the space at the end there. This really doesn't matter. So that shouldn't stress you. Okay, good. So that's that. The next thing that we need to do is to remove this. Then let's add our details, content details now. So we can perform a sorting. Okay, let's perform a sort. So we are sorting into a descending order of pay type, and then we sort into ascending order of order value. So, so before we do that, we can change this to go to the property sheet and change it to currency, to the 0 decimal places, change it to currency, currencies here, and then also we sort. So go to group and sort here, and then we're adding a sort on the sort is supposed to be on the first one is pay type descending order. So change to pay type and then descending order, which is Z to A. And then the next one, add a sort again. This one is supposed to be by order value, and it's supposed to be smallest to largest. So order value, smallest to largest. That should be fine. Okay, so done with the sorting. Then the next thing that you're supposed to do is the heading has been done already. Then we need to calculate the average order value and place this below the order value column. So let's do this one. Average order value. So we'll put in our report footer, we insert a text box, put just under order value, and here we'll say equal to AVG, and we're calculating the order value like that. Then the text that's supposed to go there is this one. Label average order value to the left of this value. So average order value, okay, to the left of this number. So the next thing that we just need to do is to make sure that the number. So another thing, guys, in case they asked you to switch, maybe they said that the label is supposed to be on the right and the text, rather the value is supposed to be on the left. You don't drag this by holding it from there. You hold it by the gray shaded area like that. Then you can drag it separately like that. Okay, please take note of that. You hold it by the gray shaded area. That means you're moving it separately. So go ahead and preview it. So it is just like that. So I'll center align this and remove the border. So go ahead and do just that. This one should be, let's say, center align, and let's remove the border. So border style, not normal, transparent. This is back style, so I want to do this one normal. The border style is supposed to be transparent. Okay. Go ahead and preview it one more time, and we should see the value very well. So the next thing that we're supposed to do is make sure that this value is formatted as currency to 1 decimal place. So we'll go back to either layout view, get this formatted as currency to 1 decimal place. Okay, that should be perfectly fine. Yeah, that should be done. The next thing again that we need to do, go back here, display average as a currency. We just did that. Has your name, center number, and candidate number on every page of the report. So if they say on every page of the report, then you should put this in the page footer. Okay, so which means that on every page of the report, you're going to have that. So page footer here, just create some space, go to home, rather design and insert a label. My label is just going to be here. I'll go Chikasa Evans ZM 5560001 and preview it now, report view, and you should have in the page header, however many pages you have, you should have this value here. Okay, good. So yeah, so basically this report is done. You guys can go ahead and verify that we've done everything. Make sure that you've entered your candidate number and whatever on the report. We've done that. Placing your evidence showing the formula used to calculate the average value. So here you just need to come here, maximize this, maximize it like that. Get the formula, let's get a screenshot of this, and this is your evidence of the formula that you use to calculate that, and just that. Okay, so I'm going to just undo this one like that. So this part is done, guys, and we can move to the next part. Export the report created in step 26 as a text file for use in another application and save the exported file in your work area. So come here to export this. Basically just right click on the report, go to export, and then go to we need to export it as a text file, so go to text file, and then just give it the name card payment in 2017. That's fine. Just save it like that and say okay. So save it by Windows default. That's fine, and the report is there. So if you go to the folder where the files are, you should see card payment just now, text file. It has been saved. Okay, good. So the next thing that we're supposed to do is show evidence of the exported file in your work area. Make sure that there's evidence of file type. So basically you just come to, like I showed you, just come here and get a screenshot of this window. This is the evidence enough that you have exported the file. The file in question is actually this one here. Okay, good. So the next thing that we're supposed to do is step number 28. So step 28 says, using fields from both tables, you're going to produce some address labels which only contain those records where the membership type is adult or family, the membership date is before 2015, and 3 or more tin ingots have been ordered and are sorted into ascending order of last name. So using this selection, produce the labels which are arranged in this manner. So these are the dimensions. You have 2 columns and you have 4 rows, and then you should have 8 labels to a page. And so each label should have the size of this one, either 67.7 millimeters by 99.0 millimeters, or 6.77 centimeters. So you convert the millimeters to centimeters, and the report should have these details listed here. And the report should be center aligned, or should have a heading which is center aligned in a larger font and bold at the top of each label. And then the heading should be VIP invitation, and should have your name, center number, and number at the bottom of each label, and save and print your labels. Okay, so this is labels, guys, and labels, and actually, guys, you can gain so much. All the marks on labels if you really just know master how to do this one. Mail merge and labels. This is where you can get free marks. Okay, so just look at what I'm going to do just to solve this one. So the first thing that you want to do is to create a query which is going to extract only this data that you want here. Okay, so we can create a query. So let's go ahead and create the query. So I'll close up this one. I don't need it anymore. Save, and I'll come to create. Okay, and labels. Now, I did change when I was working through this paper earlier on some time back. I think at the time that I uploaded the other videos for this, I created the label which had these dimensions, and this is why it's already there, because this is what I created. But how you do that, you go to customize, and here you can edit the dimensions for your label. So click on edit, and you have the dimensions here that you want. Okay, so the first dimension, like the top dimensions, these around the edges, so the 0.76, these are the dimensions of the labels from the margin. Okay, top margin, left margin, right margin, and the dimension 0.00, these are the dimensions of the labels in between one label and the other, and the top label and the bottom label. But the dimensions of the labels are the ones which are these ones here, 6.77 and 9.89. So here, this is where you type now the value that you are looking for. So for example, my value is supposed to be 6.77 as the first dimension. And then this one is supposed to be 9.99. And this is where you change that, 9.99 as the second dimension. And automatically when you do that, all the labels will be set to this dimension. And then we're told also that here you can set, if you want the orientation of the labels, leave it at portrait. If the labels are not going to be wide, like too many across, you can leave it at portrait, and then you measure using your metrics and so on. So then just click on OK, and these are the dimensions that you have. The number of labels across is listed here as well, so that should be fine. Then close this one, and then let's go to the next one. Okay, and then here you can specify the size of the font. Okay, so I'll leave it at 8. That should be fine. And the text color, I'll leave it at black. That should be fine. Yeah, there's no italic, there's no underline. That should be fine. Go to next, and here that's where you're going to put now the prototype, which is what you see here that I've just highlighted in green. So we want the label to look like this. First title, first name, last name, address 1, town, postcode, membership date, and team. We're supposed to have these placed there. So now the first thing, the other thing that I've just remembered is that I've not yet done the query. So let me come here. I've not yet done the query. So what I'm going to do is just cancel this one. And then I do the query, and I'll come and pick it up from here. So just say cancel, then query design, and then we're using fields from both tables. Okay, so come here, and where are we? The question paper. So we need to show only the fields. Which fields should be shown? Let's see. Only these fields that are here in the rectangle, in the table if you want. So I'll get here. So we have the title. So I'll double click on title, first name, last name, And here it doesn't really matter whether they're in any order or not, because the order here doesn't matter. So we have the title, first name, last name. Then we will have the address one, town, postcode, address one, town, postcode, and then we have member date and TIN. So member date and TIN. And then we can now add in the criteria. The criteria is we're supposed to have membership type is adult or family. Okay, membership type is adult or family. So, and then membership date is before 2015, and membership TIN is 3 or more. So come here. Membership date is supposed to be, is it before 2015? Yeah, before 2015. So here you can say less than or equal to 2015 is supposed to be before. So the last date of 2014, which is 31st of October 2014. That's the last day. Less or equal to 31st of December 2014, like that. So that is before 2015. Then also TIN is supposed to be greater or equal to 3. So just verify that TIN is 3 or more. And then the last one is membership type is adult or family. Membership type, which is not here. So we'll add membership type, just verify. We'll add membership type here. Member, oh, why do I type it? I just put it here. Membership type, which is supposed to be adult, okay, or family. Okay, adult or family. You can now try to run it and see if it will run. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records. That's fine. So now we have the query. Let's save this query. And this is step number 28 query. So step 28 query. Okay, and save it like that. So now we can close it, and now we can go and create the report, rather the label. So we are done with this part. Don't worry about the sorting. We can sort it whilst we create the label. So create this time label, and then we use the same dimensions that we set initially. That's the beauty with Access. It keeps the dimensions that you set there. And now we need to pick up the fields that we want. So the fields that we want, right now it doesn't given us the fields that are listed on that. So this is the available fields, but this is not what we want. So just cancel this and try to create it one more time. So let's select query, label, and then next, and then we should have now the fields that we have. So make sure that we have the fields there. So it was supposed to be in this order: title, first name, last name in the same line, title, space, first name, space, and last name in this order. Then the next one is supposed to be address in this order. The next one, town, then space, I'll put space between town and postcode, another space. Then we have member date, and then the last one is TIN. So that's the order in which we have the report. Okay, good. So that should be fine. That's the prototype. If they asked you to show that you need to show the labels, for example, like you need to show the name, something like first name, and then that's when it shows the name, last name, that's when it shows the last name, then you need to type in some text around here. So you can say maybe something like first name, and then first name is in brackets like this, first name. Then here you can say maybe last name, and so on, and then the last name will be the one in brackets. So when you print this, it will show first name, the word, and then the name of the person, and last name, and then the word, the name of the last person, the last name of the person. So that's fine. But in this case, we're just going to show the names as they are. So go to next, and then this is where you're going to sort them. So sort by last name, like that, and then go to name, next. And then the title, you don't need the title for a label for the report, but you need the title for the label, which we'll add later on. Say finish. Don't worry about this. This is telling you that you don't have enough space around, so it could be because of the margins and so on. So this is our label, and we have all the information there. The next thing that we need to do is to just go to design view and then get these, drag them a little bit down to create space for the title. Then I'll just do this a little bit. This, just reduce the size of this, and yeah, just like that. And perhaps I'll move this to the right just to center it. Then I will set a label, and for this one we'll put the title, which is supposed to be VIP invitation. VIP invitation. Okay, and then we need to make it bold. Okay, so let's first of all make it black. So the text, make them black. Then oops, that's the background. It's supposed to be the text. Make it black, and then the heading, let's make it large and center aligned. So center aligned, and we make it maybe something like, let's say 18. Okay, just enlarge it on top there, that's fine. And then these, they're just too close to each other. I just need to move them a bit down, just to make sure that they are not so close to each other. And then yeah, that should be fine. Let's have a preview of the print preview. So that looks good, not bad. So we just need to make this one bold, the heading. So make it bold, select it and go to home and make it bold. Then we need to from here we need to add what we need to add. So we've sorted, we've done this, we've done that, done this as well. Then we need to add our center number, candidate number, name, center number, candidate number at bottom of each label. So come here, go to design, get a label, and right at the bottom of this we're going to add these details. So just say Chikasa Evans ZM556 0001, and we'll make the text black as usual, and we can go ahead and preview it one more time, and that looks good. Okay, so that's how you create labels there. First of all, just like you create reports, basically a label is based on a report. So you need to extract the data that you want from your database, and then you need to design the layout for your label, specify the number of columns that you want, and also the dimensions of each label, and that should be perfectly fine. Okay, good. The next thing that we need to do is step 29, and that will be the end of the database section. Answer the following questions in your own words and record your answers in your evidence document. So the customer table contains the primary key, and explain why the last name field would not be appropriate as primary key. So here, basically, you guys know what you're supposed to do. But just to mention that primary keys are supposed to be unique, and if you use a field such as last name to mark the primary key, last name, you could have in a class like two people who have got the same surname, and there will be a conflict if that field was used as surname as a primary key. So last name may not have unique values. Okay, so that would be the reason why it can be used as primary key. So when adding data to a field in a customer table, it will be easier for a user to select data from a list. Identify another advantage of using of select data from a list. So you guys would learn about drop-down lists or combo boxes, and one of the reasons why we use those is to speed up the process of entering data. So instead of typing the data, you can just simply click and select the data that you want. And then also the other reason is that people will have fewer mistakes or errors to make when typing in the data. As long as a human being is the one entering the data, it's prone to errors at some point. It's not 100% safe, okay, unless it was a robot entering the data. But if it's a user entering the data, then they may make some mistake. Not always, but sometimes, and sometimes the mistakes could be costly. Identify two fields that would be most suitable for setting up as a list. So you can go back to your access and check on your customer table. For example, you can check which of these can be as a list. So you are looking at where the duplication of data is, and these data, the values remain the same. Every time we always use these values. So you notice we cannot use the customer name, we cannot use the customer title. The customer title, it's possible to select it as a drop down. Yeah, that's possible, because then you have only 3 values: Mrs., Miss, Mr, and Miss. I think 4 values. So these we can use them as a drop down, but we can also use the pay type, because we only have credit card, check, and debit card, and pay card or wallet, something like that. Bank draft, all these can be, instead of user having to type this, they can select this. And even membership type. Okay, membership type, when it's junior or senior, this can be selected as a drop down menu. Okay, good. In evidence, right. Okay, okay, guys. I think we have done enough. May I just say that this has been a nice paper, and in the next video, perhaps later in the night, I will do for you guys the mail image as well as the PowerPoint section. So perhaps it will take me just an hour at most to come back. But I have some online classes with some students from different parts of the world coming up just shortly. So I have to cut this video here. All right, so I hope this video gets to you in time, and I'll leave it uploading, and then I'll go for my meeting. And by the time I come back, obviously you should have the second part, which is this current video that I'm recording. I've already uploaded the first part, and I guess it should be ready. Yeah, it's ready. So let me just publish it for you guys. So that's the first part. You can start with the first part to watch, and I'll see you as you watch the second part, as you wait for the third part. All right, good. Bye-bye.